Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Great American Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway, here for round number 6 in the Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series and Sim500 competition. Alongside John Mush and I am Ben Gilcrease, and getting a picture that you see tonight, Aaron Grosskopf, or getting the picture that you see to you tonight is Aaron Grosskopf. Here we go, John, race number 6 of the season, and we've seen virtually every kind of track so far. We've had the super speedways, we've had the cookie cutters, we've had the mile over at ISM, and now we're back to sort of another cookie cutter here at Texas. But nonetheless, we're looking forward to some great excitement here tonight in the Lone Star State.
Yeah, hey Ben, just got word from NASCAR. You're being black flagged for jumping the start there, buddy.
Yeah, I hear you. I
Now
thought
that's
we were
I,
ready to go.
I hear you, man. No, here's the thing about Texas. I don't consider it a cookie cutter. You can't drive this track like you would Atlanta, and you can't damn sure drive it like you would Charlotte. This track is a very unique way of all its own, and especially coming off two right there. Ben, you and I have seen it before. That's more like a calamity corner right there, especially once the tires get worn out and loose. That wall collects a lot of race cars.
It does. Even off turn 4, the car tends to get really tight. So we'll watch that over the course of tonight's 110 lapper here in race number 6. Championship standings coming into tonight have Daniel Falkingham atop the board. 10 points behind him is Byron Daly and Steph Marinac. 1 point behind that duo is David Comstock and Justin Fuller would round out the top 5, or actually a tie for the top 5. Justin Fuller and Scott Simley round out the top 5, both 35 points behind leader Daniel Falkingham. Falkingham picked up a win earlier this season, and then it's been Byron Daly, Steph Marinac, Daly, and Daly. So Daly looking for his 4th win of the season, and it's tracks like these, John, where he is good at, especially on the long runs. We'll watch for Byron Daly to be a factor later tonight.
Daly and Comstock are two of my favorite to watch on these tracks, as you call them, cookie cutters. but, I tell you what, I'm watching qualifying, Ben, and I'm really impressed with the 13 Dwayne Vincent, that Tabasco car. He's up there in the top 5 so far. We'll see how it ends up. They still got about 30 seconds left for everybody else to get on track and get a lap in, but that's a pretty impressive lap for Vincent right there. He's looking to turn his luck around this week, it looks like.
Good lap for Vincent, and a great lap so far going for Steph Marinac, a winner earlier this season back at Las Vegas. Another mile-and-a-half racetrack. We saw a spectacular show there. Marinac looking to take home the victory here tonight at Texas. That would be his 2nd of the season. As qualifying wraps up here at Texas Motor Speedway, we get set to run you through tonight's starting lineup presented by RacingBids.com. Steph Marinac going to lead us to the green flag. He'll start alongside Brian Macklin in the number 30.
Inside row 2, Dwayne Vincent. We were just talking about him, that 13 Tabasco Chevy Monte Carlo, Chevy Camaro. To his outside, Tommy Ryan. I'm flashback to the 90s, man. Tommy Ryan's in 4th place right.
Daniel Falkingham will roll off inside of row number 3. He'll be in the number 39. Josh Parker will be to his outside in the 23.
Inside row 4, Anthony Calantoni in the 84 car. To his outside, Jordan Hightower in the 22.
Glenn Campbell rolls off inside of row number 5 into 44, and Rick Thompson going to be outside of him in the number 76. Good qualifying effort there as that rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field scrolls across the bottom of your screen, and just like that, John, we're done with the lineup, and we're going to see if we can chat with tonight's pole sitter and winner back at Las Vegas, looking to make it 2 on the season. Steph Marinac, Ben Gilcrease up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Steph. Texas Motor Speedway, you're starting about as good as anybody else or anybody in the field can start, so you're looking pretty good so far here tonight. How do you feel about this long 110-lap race?
Yeah, I definitely feel good. I haven't been too good at qualifying this year, so this was a really nice surprise, and hopefully we can get out front here and lead a bunch of laps and run a really clean race and be in front of all the trouble.
Fuel tonight, what's it looking like, Steph? Do we think we could see a fuel strategy race this evening?
Maybe. It depends how the cautions fall, but I think it's really going to be a big tire strategy race, or tire saving race. It was very, very tight in practice, so I think whoever can kind of save those tires is going to be up the front at the end.
Well, there you have it, Steph Marinac starting on pole tonight. Look forward to maybe talking to you at the end of this thing as well, Steph.
Thanks, guys.
There you have it. Pole sitter and our in-race reporter tonight comes into tonight with a full head of steam after winning earlier, race number 3 in the season. Looking to go for win number 2 tonight here at Las Vegas as the field begins to roll off, and they'll head through 1 and 2. And John, 1 and 2, completely different beast than 3 and 4. And 1 and 2, one's not too bad, but coming off 2, you mentioned it in pre-race, that wall on the backstretch comes up so quick. We're going to see a lot of problems happen there. And then once they get down to 3 and 4, we'll see those guys maybe start to fan up towards a safer barrier on that end of the speedway as the race goes on. We're going to see a lot of different lines being tried. It's 110 laps, so these guys have plenty of time to move around throughout the night.
Absolutely, and something I noticed during my week of racing in Texas myself, the inside line's good for the first 9-10 laps, but after that, especially the longer the run you go, you really want to be up towards the middle, even high, especially in 3 and 4, because as loose as that car gets off of 4, like you said earlier, you want some room to save it. At the same time, it's less pull on the wheel. It's hard to explain. I'm not one of those dang technical term driver kind of people, but I've done over 800 laps so far this week at this track, and I've found that middle to high working best. Go ahead, Ben. Take him to green, buddy.
Here we go. Pace car in a field of 43 strong, getting ready to put on a kick-ass show at Texas.
Oh, my goodness. The 13 spun his tires. I thought we were about to see a pile up to start right there.
30 of Macklin also had some tire spin as they race down into turn number 1. Merridak says, "Goodbye, fellas. Thanks for coming to the show tonight, but I'm going to lead the first lap here with ease." As they race to the back straightaway, Vincent gets by Macklin on the inside there. Move him up to second. Here comes championship leader Daniel Falkingham to battle side by side now with Macklin for third. Makes quick work of him, and now the top 5 go single file.
And like I said, that inside line is going to be really strong for a few laps there, but once these guys get a few laps under the tires, and maybe even if the heat builds up a little bit, you'll see them start to slide up a little bit to the outside line and really make up a lot of ground up there. I'm seeing some cars pretty high back there in the back of the field, Ben, but I don't think it's by their choice.
Not by choice. Not this early on. Maybe once we have some tire wear begin to come into a play later in this race, we'll start to see those guys slowly but surely work their way up the banking. Top 10, though, all trying to get single filed out, and a little bit of contact with the wall from the 33 of Ryan Howard. He skimmed it off of turn 4, slows him down and bumps him outside the top 10 as Simley was able to get by there in the number 12. And just like that, we go to fence post formation all the way from first back to about 12.
Fence post formation. Gosh, I haven't heard that one in a while. Yep, that single file run. They're gonna take it easy with each other for right now, I guess. Not push the issue too much and just try to feel how this car is going to react. Once the tires start to build up some pressure and whatnot. And I hate to mention this, but if you look up front, it looks to me like Marinac's lead has dwindled quite a bit.
That it has, and that could just, he talked about tire strategy, John. That could be falling right into his hands. He's getting out with a big lead and setting the pace here at Texas. That's what these guys like to do, especially out in clean air. We talk about clean air all the time. It is crucial. And like a place at Texas, you need all the air on the front end of that car that you can get to somewhat keep it from getting so tight off the turns. And Marinac making it look pretty good out front right now as the top 3 have all closed in together. They are tail to nose as they race off of turn number 2. Top 3 throw a blanket over them as they race to 3.
Yes, indeed. And look at this. Vince is pressuring Marinac for the lead, and Falkingham, our points leader, is pressuring Vincent for second spot. It's really kind of a 3-way run for the lead right now. But just ahead of these guys, we've got a slow car. Paul Nicholas Cooper just came on track. He's going to be the first car they catch if he doesn't pick up the pace a little bit there.
Absolutely. So we'll see if Cooper can stay on the lead lap. Meanwhile, battle off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway for the lead. Vincent decided to look low on Marinac, but Marinac shuts the door on him down in turns number 3 and 4 for the time being. Marinac going to hold on to the top spot, but he has got a lot of company behind. Now the battle goes for second. Falkingham to the inside of Vincent. That's for the runner-up spot as they race to turn number 1 and 2.
I'm not real sure what happened with Vincent there. He might just be trying to take it easy on his tires, realizing he was going to burn them up too quick, driving that car too hard in the turns like that, but he's going to fall back to third. But these guys have definitely put a bit of a gap between themselves and that fourth place car of Anthony Callantoni there.
That they have. As
Falkingham up front.
Yeah, Falkingham gets to the inside of Marinac, and he'll take the lead off turn 4. Smooth Falkingham up front on lap number 8 here in Texas. After starting 5th, he's worked his way to the lead in 7 laps. That's a pretty good stat to have, John, early on.
Oh, but I can't help but wonder what that's doing to his tires, Ben. I mean, you know, we just talked about that. Them tires, once they get hot and slick, they're not very fun to drive on.
Not at all, and I think Marinac knows exactly what he's doing. This falling backwards is no accident by that number 15 machine. I think he's doing exactly what he said during the pre-race interview, or on the grid interview, rather. He's just saving his tires, and he's thinking this race may go on the long run, sort of style tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. As we talk about those guys, have a change back for the 6th position. Tommy Ryan was able to get back around Josh Parker. They had a quick battle, and now they've sort of settled it, as boy did Parker get ever so close to the turn 4 wall there on the front straightaway. Working lap 10 here, 100 laps to go, this time by the flag stand.
And I tell you what, really, we got a bunch of cars starting to nose up into that high line and try it out. We got looks like the 85 of Cody Welch. He didn't make it work too good. It's still single file for the most part, but man, you know, way back here in the field, back here around looks like 21st, 22nd somewhere. Yeah, definitely got 3 wide going on right there. My goodness, that'll be interesting to see coming off of 4 right here. Look at this 3 wide, Ben. 4 wide.
Man.
Oh, little contact.
Little contact, never hurt anybody. That was right around Byron Daly, a 3-time winner this season. He sits 24th after not turning in a qualifying lap. Started 26th and kind of hung around this position for a good portion of the opening part of this race. David Comstock, we always like to talk about him. Doesn't qualify again. Got a little bit of damage to the rear end of that number 42. Started 28th up to 20th for the driver of the number 42 machine. So we'll continue to watch their march through the field over the course of this race. Another big mover, Chad Coleman, from 27th up to 21st. So we'll continue to see these guys sort of climb the ranks as the race goes on.
Macklin's got his hands full with the 84 car on the outside there. Callantoni's looking to advance his position, I do believe, or is he falling back? I wasn't quite watching up there, but those two guys were duking it out for a couple of laps there with Callantoni up on the high line. Now he's going to duck in behind the 30 going down to 1, kind of pushing him down the front stretch there like a bum draft.
A little bump drafting here in Texas. Never hurt anybody. Had a close call off turn. Not yet. Had a close call off turn 4 with Cody Welch and Dwight Beverly. They come together a little bit. They were able to keep it straight, and we stay green. Not losing too many spots. They sit just inside the top 15, but every once in a while, we'll have these little battles sort of flare up, John, and that's just, a determining factor of which driver wants to go as opposed to which one wants to lay back and wait a few more laps. And I think that's what we're seeing throughout the whole field. A couple drivers sort of laying back, waiting a few laps, and then a lot of these guys that you see making the passes, wanting to try and advance their position early on in this race, as Josh Parker looks to the inside of Anthony Callantoni. That'll be for the 5th position. Parker looking to make up 2 spots in 1 lap, as you see Tommy Ryan just behind them starting to move up in turn number 3 and 4, and it looks like it worked real well for the 99. That time by on that end of the speedway. Ryan looking to get that position back away from the 23 as they race down into turn number 1, still battling for 5th.
And look at that, man. Callantoni's way up high in turns 1 and 2 right there. In the meantime, up front, man, Falkingham is checked out. He's got let's see here. He's got about a 1.1 second lead over Dwayne Vincent in second. But, again, I got to touch back on this tires, Ben. And I don't think he's really taking care of those tires to set this kind of a pace.
Absolutely. So we continue to watch the mini battles sort of jumping around the speedway and just trying to find, who's battling side by side at the moment. Anthony Callantoni off of turn 2, really starting to slip back. He advanced his position all the way up to 4th early on after qualifying 7th, and now he sits 6th And he's under pressure from Tommy Ryan to hold on to that position just outside the top 5 as they race down to the front straightaway, completing lap 16 of 110 here at Texas.
This is about the time of the race, Ben, where you're going to start seeing some cars get really nose slick is what I like to call it. I don't know what the technical term is, but especially when they come off 4, that nose starts sliding around a little bit, and we're going to start seeing that a lot right here. 17 laps in this, almost, come around and take 18 here shortly. So now's the time to start watching these guys start looking for grip anywhere they can find it on the track.
Speaking of grip, Falkingham a little bit sideways over in turn number 4. He leads early on here at Texas. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. So welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. So glad you've tuned in tonight here, and really looking to be a great long run style race. As we mentioned earlier, John, Falkingham out to a early lead. He took the lead back on lap 7 from pole sitter Steph Marinak and really hasn't looked back since. He's got a 1.5 second lead.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. He is really checking out. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong. It's not like they haven't done this before. Usually make the announcers look like fools, but he's just checking out. In the meantime, back here, we got Marinak. I've been watching for a couple of laps now. He's looking for grip anywhere he can find it. He's been up high in 1 and 2 and kind of mid-track through 3 and 4. So this is the part of the race I love, is where these guys start searching around, trying to find grip, trying to find speed anywhere they can, and at the same time not, wreck the car.
Absolutely. It's that moment of the race too, John, where these tires really start to take effect, and you see Falkingham is I'm watching him up front here. He's really started to move up the racetrack down in 3 and 4, and I wouldn't give it a couple more laps, and you may see everybody behind him sort of monkey see, monkey do sort of style there. He gained a 10th that lap on second place alone, so either he has found the sweet spot or he is just running his stuff off a little too early. Yeah, hang on. Knowing Falkingham, he's one of those drivers that is aggressively smooth, I guess we'll say. It looks like he may be wiggling a ton, but he has that car under complete control at all times. Wayne Vincent back in second as Steph Marinak too far behind, just about 0.3 off the bumper of the number 13 as John Mushton takes a short break up here in the announcer booth. You're left with just me for a couple minutes. Back in fourth, you have Brian Macklin, who is really working his way up the racetrack, and back in fifth, Josh Parker in the 23. That rounds out the top 5. We work lap 22, closing up on the 1/4 mark of this race already. You're watching the Sim500 Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series live on the Sim Racing Network. We'll be back. You won't miss a thing, though. We're going to go corner to corner from Texas.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they use in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, and a big moment as we get the replay pulled up. Justin Fuller, Byron Daly battling for position and come together off turn 4. Daly with a big hit into the safer barrier. Fuller some contact as well. So that puts us under the first caution here at the Great American Speedway. And just as we were under commercial there, we were starting to get a nice long run build up. A good long run there nonetheless. 28 laps on the first run here of the night. And just looking through the field, David Comstock has worked his way up to 14th, and just some great big movers. We'll try and talk all of them here in the next couple laps or so. John Mushton's still away, so you'll be stuck with me as we get sent for pit stops here for the first time tonight. I can guarantee all the drivers are going to come down, grab 4 and fuel, and it's going to be a determining factor of who's going, or the determining factor rather is going to be who's going to have the quickest pit stop and get on and off pit road the quickest. Even you see there, Falkingham has a 3-4 car length lead already heading down onto pit road. So barring a slide through a pit stop or a mistake from him, he should leave pit road with the lead. So we'll keep an eye on that. Falkingham had built a 2-second plus lead under that green flag round of, or under that green flag run rather, and he'll win the race off pit road with ease. Vincent comes down second, third to Marinak there, and boy, did it look like couldn't get a number on that machine. May have been Hightower. It was Tommy Ryan that was all sorts of sideways coming off the pit road. He slid through his box slightly, had to back up. That's the reason why he was trying to get everything off of pit road. So glad you've tuned in to join us here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. It's race number 6 in the Sim500 Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series, and perfect time to bring up the owner, head admin here at Sim500, Joey Jatina, to chat with us about Kickass Beef Jerky and all the great flavors they have to offer. I know I've sampled a couple, and Joey's sampled his fair share. Joey, and Kickass jumping on here, race number 6, going to be with us for all the rest of 2019.
Is that a fat joke, Ben?
No fat joke there. Although both you and I do like the beef jerky, I will say.
The beef jerky is good, and yeah, we're excited to have Kick-Ass Beef Jerky back with us here on Sunday nights, the Xfinity Series. We had an awesome winter Xfinity Series that just finished up a few weeks back with Nicholas Cohan winning the championship. And man, they've got a kick-ass trophy going out, a ton of treats, a cool hat. So you know, it was exciting, and again, we're so proud to have them here at Sim500. And they wanted to do a little bit more, and we had an opportunity, and we made it work to bring them here on Sundays for the Xfinity Series. So we're excited to have them here all season long, man. Got to throw a shout out to all those guys at Kick-Ass and Jason Barham for making this happen for us.
Sounds great, Joey. Thanks for coming up and chatting with us, and for everybody wanting to get some own Kick-Ass beef jerky, where can they head and where can they find it?
Check it out. It's www.kickassbeefjerky.com. It's in your local stores up in the north. Just don't have it here in the south yet, but you can find it all over. They've got margarita mixes, and they got everything, man. Just check them out. The I don't know what they're called, the beef sticks or whatever. They've got the original. That's my favorite, best snack period. But awesome stuff. Definitely give it a try if you're a beef jerky connoisseur.
Good deal. Thanks for chatting with us, Joey. I know you're in the race, so we'll let you get back at it. Good luck there. And we look forward to checking out kickassbeefjerky.com.
Thank you, guys.
There you have it, Joey Jatina, head admin here at Sim500, league owner, talking a little bit about Kickass Beef Jerky. And I like what he said there, John. Not available in the South yet.
Yes, that's the key question. Sorry for the interruption of service there from my end. Mother Nature was just shaking her sword again.
It happens to the best of us. It's a beautiful day, though, here in Texas. That's what matters, as we're set for the first restart of the night as the pace car gets set to head on down the pit road. Daniel Falkingham chooses the outside on this restart. Green flag is back in the air. Falkingham, a good jump there with Josh Parker getting a good restart on the outside, and Parker looking to take the second position as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. Battle for second. They're side by side, almost come together in the middle of the turn. Still tight as they race to the back straightaway. That's Vincent on the inside, Parker on the outside. Still door to door, side by side. Almost contact again down in 3 and 4, and Parker slams the door in his face and says, "I'll take the runner-up spot," as Ryan Howard tags the wall further behind them. Some great action going on up front, and now through the middle of the pack, you see Howard and Ryan going at it side by side. That'll be for around the 7th position. Howard trying to find a hole right there, but not going to be able to get down, as Simley going to stuff his nose in there. No, Ryan Howard going to shut the door down into 3 and 4, and for the time being, those guys get single file behind them, though. Don't look now, but David Comstock from 28th up to 11th and looking to crack the top 10 here only in 35 laps. If he gets anywhere within the top 5, look out. He's going to be a threat to go to victory tonight, and he has brought with him Chad Coleman through the field. Coleman from 27th up to 12th. Those two guys, sort of a tandem, working their way in and out of traffic to make their way through the field. Up front, it's Daniel Falkingham running away with it early on. Just where he left off, he's already got almost a second lead out in front of this field. Josh Parker and Dwayne Vincent, that's second, third. Steph Marinak is 4th, and 5th to Brian Macklin. Jordan Hightower going to sit 6th, 7th to Tommy Ryan, 8th to Ryan Howard, Scott Simley 9th, and Glenn Campbell rounds out the top 10. But Campbell's really got some big heat from David Comstock and Chad Coleman, as they are all over the rear bumper of that Trans Service number 44, and Comstock looking to make a challenge, maybe down into turn 1. Can't quite get to the inside or the outside where he wanted to be, but nonetheless, he is letting Campbell know he is there and ready to pounce and get back in that top 10.
Absolutely. That's kind of Comstock's MO, if I'm not mistaken. This guy likes to, take his time and pick his way off a little bit by here, a little bit there, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're talking about 20 laps to go, and he's in the top 5.
Absolutely. Working lap 38 over the 1/3 distance now here at Texas Motor Speedway, and boy almighty, did you see Tommy Ryan all over the rear bumper of Jordan Hightower down in 1 and 2. I think he may have gave him a shot in the middle of the turn. That's something you'd see at ISM or maybe a shorter track, but here at Texas.
You're wrong, Ben. That's a nose to tail high five.
Oh, okay. I'd call it a tail to nose high five.
There you go. Tail to nose high five. Yeah, I saw that, man. I don't know if maybe Ryan misjudged his entry point there, or if he's just letting Hightower know he's back there. But man, that was a pretty stout little nudge.
That it was. Didn't really upset either one of the drivers, though, so they all escape without incident, at least for the time being, and continue to ride 6th and 7th. Up front, still Daniel Falkingham, still Josh Parker sitting 2nd. No really big battles going on inside the top 5, but for the 5th position, Brian Macklin trying to fend off Hightower there in the 22 as they battle through turns number 1 and 2. Hightower gets a real good run to the back straightaway, Look for him to dive low, maybe here in 3. He's got the run. He looks to the inside. He's got a bumper on the 30 and 3.
Yep, I don't know if Macklin's going to fight too hard for this right now. A little early in this run, they just went back to green a couple of laps back. And as I say that, boom, back on the outside he goes, just powers by the 22 on the inside there.
Yeah, Macklin's one of those drivers that will fight tooth and nail all the way, even back for the 42nd position. He's not going to give it up easy, as you see through turns number 4 there. Although, if I'm the guys behind that, I just saw what Macklin done on the outside, and I'm maybe starting to wonder if it's not time to maybe start easing up the banking in 3 and 4. You see, Macklin, he found out it worked pretty good up there when he was just defending a position. Now he's going to try and go on offense and try and use that defensive move to help him better his position on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's something I found all week this week, Ben, at Texas, was, man, once that high groove kicks in, it's really the best way to get around the track. And contrary to what used to take place prior to this build, I'm sure you'll remember this, as we got a fight with the 22 and 99 again down here. Hightower in the middle line, Macklin way up high, and 99, Tommy Ryan down there low. 3 specific lines right there, Ben. But let's watch this fight for a second. I'll get back to what I was saying a minute ago.
Absolutely. A great battle for that 6th. Oh, and man, did Hightower get the wall down in turn number 1. That'll upset the handling of the 22. Maybe. As
Will
he got
though?
a good piece of it. Looked like it may have helped him on entrance there. Just slowed him up and let him find a good groove up to the top side there. Did Jordan Hightower.
Wow,
look at all
look
these
at that.
guys start to move up the racetrack in 3 and 4. Really gets fun when the lines start to move here at Texas.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I was saying, man. It's like, prior to that build, the outside line would eat your tires up. But I have noticed this week during, and of course it wasn't B car, it was A car, but, that outside line actually doesn't eat the tires up as bad as it used to.
Absolutely. So we continue to watch that battle between Hightower and Ryan. They are just going at
Look
it.
at Macklin's line. My goodness.
Macklin, he almost into the safer barrier and sort of diamonds it off the turn, and it's really working for him. He's closing in on
Absolutely.
Marinac for 4th. So we'll
About to have a 3-way fight here for 5th.
Yeah, we'll watch Macklin over the course of the run, but we'll also keep our eye on the sixth place battle between Hightower, Ryan, and now Ryan Howard in the mix. And don't look back now, but David Comstock, we call him I guess we can call him Sim500's closer, because he has done just that all race long. 45 laps and from 28th to 9th, and not a scratch on that machine.
He's known for that, man. It's amazing what he does as we ride along with him right now on board, folks. This guy, this is just what he does. He keeps that car clean, but he keeps it competitive, and he just takes care of his tires. And you know who he reminds me of? He really does remind me of, oh poop. It was there and now it's gone. I'm sorry.
He reminds you of somebody, John.
He did. And then, well, you know what? Let's go with a sim racing reminder. He reminds me of Sheehan. Remember Steve Sheehan?
Absolutely.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. I haven't heard of Sheehan much lately.
You just got
Nonetheless,
messaged
though,
again.
Yeah. Blowing up the phone. That's what happens when you're a celebrity. Comstock, though, nonetheless, has closed in on Ryan Howard. That'll be for 8th once he gets there and once he gets side by side.
Well, he's really making his car work down the inside, and just behind him, I'm really impressed with Coleman's run as well. Coleman's working that same line coming through 3 and 4 right there. I haven't seen Comstock duck up high yet to see if he's going to make up any ground up there, but it'd be interesting to watch him when he does. And look at this. Right in front of him, the 22 of Hightower goes up to the high line of 1 and 2, and it looks like Ryan Howard's going to try to sneak by on the inside. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think at this moment of the race, you're going to have to try and swing up to the top side of the racetrack and try and do some work up there like you see Comstock doing into 42. I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks his nose to the outside of Howard just like that off turn 4. That'll be for the 8th position once he's able to get around to 33, but I don't think Howard's going to give up that fight easily as they race down into turns number 1 and 2. Comstock up top, Howard down low, and just in front of them, Hightower in the middle.
Look at that run. Comstock gets off a 2 right there, coming down the back stretch. He's going to pull out in front of Howard in the 33 down low. but he may have to check up just a little bit more than he wants to with the 22 of Hightower up there. Not real sure if Jordan's just taking it easier, if he's got an issue, but looking at me, diamonds down in front of the 33 right there, comes off of 4, and then comes back down the inside of the tri-oval. That's going to give Comstock a nice run on the outside there to try and ease by Ryan Howard on the inside.
So, Comstock, not only is he looking to get around the 33, he's trying to find some ground to the outside of the 22 as well. Finally off turn 2, he's able to clear the 33 and sets his sights on Hightower, passes one driver up top. Now he'll look to pass another one down on the bottom. And watch Comstock, the way he works this racetrack. He can put the car anywhere he wants it, and he shows it just off turn 4 there. Anybody else would get passed right back on the outside. Not David Comstock. He gets a good run off turn 4, down the front chute, and into turn number 1, he'll have the 7th position. That time by on the back straightaway. Comstock is on the move, and if I'm inside the top 5, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Falkingham, he's got a 1.7 second lead over Josh Parker, 2.4 back to Dwayne Vincent, 2.8 back to Macklin, and 3.2 back to Steph Maradak, who rounds out the top 5 as we close in on the halfway point here at Texas.
Yeah, but like you said, if I'm those guys from 6th on up and I'm looking up my mirror on my scoreboard and I see that 42 car coming at me, I'm getting a little nervous now because he made that pass look easy and beautiful back there. Has not slowed down at all, and he was actually, I believe, the 3rd or 2nd fastest car that last lap by.
Absolutely, and that's that moment of the race where these long run guys really start to benefit from everybody else sort of running their stuff off early on. And you watch we watch the battle now. Coleman is working his way through the field on the heels of Comstock. He'll get the 8th position to the back straightaway as, man, those guys really cut it close off turn 2 there. Coleman with the slide job, and Hightower almost didn't lift to let him in. Look at Hightower sideways through turn number 3 and 4. Sideways on the front straightaway. Saves it. Wow, how about that for a little bit of dirt track action here on the pavement.
This is that time of the run. We are 20 laps into the run now. Tires are starting to get slick. Track is greasy and hot. And we've been saying this since this build came out, Ben. You've got to be good at handling a loose race car now with this new build and this new tire model. And that's all it boils down to. Once these cars get some wear on those tires, it's like driving on a dirt track, like you just said.
Absolutely. So we'll continue to watch these guys as it's, I guarantee you, John, they are facing a car so tight off turn 2 that it wants to hit the wall every lap, and then you see over in 3 and 4 that it's loose, and we have the second caution of the night here in Texas, and that's really going to shake up things here on this long run that we had going there, and it looks like it's going to be for Nick Timms in the 51. He comes together with Brad Collins in the 67, and looked like a little bit of net code to start all that out, John, and comes to a close with Tim sitting up against the safer barrier on the front straightaway in the wrong direction, just past, or just on the start-finish line, rather. So a pretty small incident there.
Yeah, I was just watching him get his car turned around, and that dude in the 46 probably peed all over himself right there.
Close call, nonetheless.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of guys breathing a sigh of relief right now because the tires were getting kind of hard to handle. So they're going to duck into pit road now. And I wasn't here for the first caution, so I don't know if anybody made any mistakes there, Ben, but we've seen it time and time again in this series, in this league, these guys making mistakes on pit road that cost them heavily on the racetrack.
Absolutely. We saw a couple of mistakes under that first caution, and we'll see if any happen here as the field heads down to the service of their crews here under the second caution of the night. Falkingham was about the only driver in the field, I think, that did not want this caution and didn't want the field to bunch back up. He had almost a 2-second lead yet again on this long run, and oh man, Macklin has nosed into the inside pit wall big time there for the number 30, and that's ruined his race right there.
Absolutely, that's going to cost him big time, especially with the damage he incurred from that hit. I mean, that's
And
That's hard stuff
Comstock,
right there.
sorry to cut you off, but David Comstock's going to come out third.
Wow. That's crazy. I wonder if he took 2.
I don't think so. If he would have took 2, he may have came out with
Nope,
the
he
lead
took
there.
4. You're right.
4 for Comstock. Just a very quick stop by that team. Wow, what a pit stop by David Comstock.
Everything goes right for that guy. I hate him. That's not true. We've seen him make mistakes on pit road, but man,
absolutely.
When it's your night, it's your night. I mean, look at him go. You know, he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna come out probably 3rd, 4th, somewhere around there. I don't think anybody stayed out, or maybe Josh Parker died. I can't tell. But once it cycles around, we'll know. But still, I mean, he started way back in 28th, excuse me. I mean, that's just a hell of a job.
It is. And just to give you a little number game here, John, he is
no numbers. My head hurts.
Up from 28th to 3rd. That's 25 positions. That's just over 2 positions he's gained a lap, or a position every 2 laps, rather, is how I should have worded that. He's gained a position just over every 2 laps.
That's impressive. I mean, even for a guy like Comstock, that's a very impressive stat, especially here at Texas, Ben, where we both know this track likes to eat cars.
Yeah, it gets really hard to pass, especially on the long run when you have a guy right in the groove that you want to run. And we've seen Comstock, though, move from top to the bottom, and we'll see what he's got on this restart. That'll be coming up here in just a couple laps. But for right now, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we return, it'll be time for the second restart of the night here at Texas.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 on.
Welcome back to the Great American Speedway. It's time for restart number 2. 51 laps remain here in race number 6. And, well, Byron Daly won't be getting 4 wins on the season, but we have 2 drivers looking for their second as the green flag is back in the air, and a good restart for Falkingham yet again. Boy, John, the leaders are just taking off on these starts.
Well, I'll tell you what, he got a great start, but look at the 13 of Dwayne Vincent, powered by Comstock, of all people, down there on the inside. I mean, well, he went by on the outside, I should say, but look at this, Comstock making a fight back. Oh, no, he's going to pull up behind the 13 there, but, you know, he's going to drop back one spot, but that's nothing new for Dave Comstock. He's not going to push his car too hard. We still have 50 laps to go here, Ben, so I wouldn't really count that towards anything against Comstock.
Especially, you know, with the remainder of this race yet to be determined. Let's talk about some of these guys inside the top 10. They're right at the back of the top 10, but still a good run for them. Bob Gillenwater sits 10th, and Joey Jattina just outside the top 10 and 11th, having a good run there in the 4 and the 14 respectively.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jattina, man, his luck has really turned around these last few weeks. He had him a good solid top 10 run. Oh, and just as we say that, who's that in the wall there?
That's Cody Welch, and that'll be another position. So now bump Jattina up inside the top 10 as he battles with Gillenwater for 9th now. For 9th as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. So Jattina move him up another spot, and he's starting to climb the ranks here as well after starting 19th himself.
Must be that new boat he bought, man. It's just put a fire in his butt lately. And I think a little bit of that was Nafora was probably scared the hell out of him to see that 85 car up on the wall like that. But, man, Jatina's looking real good. In the meantime, back up front, Ben, we've got same old story sort of with Falkingham checking out. But Parker in that 23 car, he's kind of keeping him right there in his sights, it looks like.
It certainly is. I got to go back to the boat comment, though, John. If that's the case, if that's what's gonna turn somebody's luck around, I guess I'm heading to the boat dealership tomorrow morning.
I don't know what it is, man. You know, he bought that boat a couple of weeks ago, Joey did, and like I was saying, he had him a top 10, then he had him a top 5, and now he's back up here in the top 10 in this series. His luck's really turned around, man, and I think it's the boat. I really do.
Could be. We'll never know as Jatina continues to sail his way through the field here at Texas as we continue to just keep on moving along, ticking laps off the board. 64 now of 110 as Falkingham, he's just loving this clean air, and he has got a 7/10 of a second lead over Josh Parker. Over a 1 second lead back to Wayne. Let me try that one more time. Wayne Vincent, and almost 2 seconds back to David Comstock. Man, I'm trying to take the first letter of the first name and merge it with the last or the last name.
Fee Fi Bobana Hannah. Is that what we're doing here? The name game, Ben? Is that what you're trying to do?
Man, oh man, when you miss a couple broadcasts like I have over the past couple of weeks, you kind of get out of your rhythm, and then when you jump back in here full bore, it's really hard to get back in the mix of things. But I'm adapting pretty well, I do believe, as Comstock trying to fend off Tommy Ryan, and he's got Chad Coleman there on his rear bumper, another driver. He's worked his way through a good portion of the field from 27th now up to 6th for the driver of the number 20. That's champion in multiple series here in Sim500 competition. He's looking good here to maybe have a top 5 out of this deal tonight.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, I was watching Comstock, and I'm fairly certain it's his typical mode taking care of those tires, but man, Tommy Ryan is all over his back bumper right now, trying to take that spot away from him, looks like.
That he is. As Comstock is right there off turn 4, and there's contact, and Comstock is doing some landscaping. Look out! Everybody crash! Bam!
There it is.
Into the side, and great race is now up in smoke for the driver of the number 42. Unbelievable turn of events.
I can't believe that happened. I really can't, man. But, I mean, wow. Ryan just got up in that left corner and turned him, and he would have been all right. But, the 25 already committed to going down low, and there was no place for him to go right there.
And some great avoidance. Look at Glenn Campbell come through there, but man, Chambliss just wasn't quite as lucky. Everybody else escaped with no incident there, unbelievably, as Comstock was sideways virtually in front of the whole field in turn number 1 at full song, over 180 miles an hour. So some great driving by everybody to avoid only one other driver making contact with the 42. But nonetheless, that puts us under caution for the 3rd time here tonight at Texas. And talk about adding a little bit of drama to the soap opera here of a season we've had so far. Comstock taken out of this one, and man, what a great race. You were talking about how you hated him for everything going his way. Well,
I didn't mean it. I swear to God, I didn't mean it.
I think the racing gods may have heard you.
Man, I really feel bad for him. He had a really great race. Typical race for David Comstock going. But, man, that was just I don't want to point fingers or nothing, but I don't know how you turn a guy on a straightaway like that. I just don't get it.
Just two drivers going for a lot of very valuable real estate. Under this caution, though, Daniel Falkingham slides through his pit box. This could leave us with a new leader heading off pit road. It will. In the names of Josh Parker, Dwayne Vincent, and Chad Coleman, now all start in front of the number 39 with 40 laps to go here at Texas. It'll be under 40 when we restart, and that restart will be coming up next. But now we'll head corner to corner, take a quick commercial break, and let us catch our breath as we get ready to shoot out to the finish here in the Lone Star State.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they use in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, under caution for the third time, and set to go for another restart here. This next driver we're going to talk to, John, well, he's getting familiar up here in the booth, and I'm going to see if you can dial him up.
George T and John up here in the booth, buddy. How you doing?
How much do I owe you guys? This is twice tonight.
All I want from you is an answer. Now, I'm saying your improved driving is partially due to your new boat, but Ben disagrees with me. Can you settle that argument for us?
I'm just not being an idiot as much, and not racing as hard, and just trying to be a little bit smarter. So it's working out.
Yes, sir, it is. And we just want to remind you that you know, you have some fans up here in the booth, buddy. That's all I'm saying.
Love you guys.
Good luck, Joey.
Thank you.
There you have
He
it,
didn't sound
Joey.
very thrilled with my observation, did he?
Joey Jettina. Oh, it may be the boat. Maybe the boat. We'll never truly know.
I'm going to get. I need this excuse to buy me a boat, Ben. You don't understand. You got to back me up here, buddy. When my wife watches this broadcast, you know, she'll hear this and she'll approve it. I'm just saying.
Oh man. Well, somebody that may be buying a boat is Josh Parker. If he can get out and away from everybody else, green flag is back in the air, and Parker, a good restart as we are back racing on lap 73 of 110 here in race number 6. They battle for second into one.
Vincent stuck high on the outside line, but he's making a really good power move come to the outside there. But he's still going to drop back to third. He's got Falkingham, our former leader, who slid through his pits in that pit stop. He's down there on the inside of Dwayne. Vincent now looking to take third away and move himself up, try to get that lead back as soon as he can there, Ben. Vincent's going backwards, it looks like, stuck on that outside line.
That he is, and he's under fire from Tommy Ryan now in the 99 as everybody trying to freight train the number 13 down on that inside groove. Vincent stuck on the top side. He'll have Simley behind him. A good run there for Simley in the number 12 as he runs 6th so far here tonight. And man, Vincent cuts it right down in front of Simley down the back straightaway. And here we go, up for second. Chad Coleman, the driver from 27th. Now he's the biggest mover in the field, up to the runner-up spot. He's bringing Daniel Falkingham with him as they try and march their way to the rear bumper of Josh Parker here in the closing laps of this one.
Well, Parker's got that clean air, so we see what he's able to do with it. He's able to check out just a little bit. What I'm impressed with is the fact that Falkingham was driving his way back up from his starting spot after that mistake in the pits. So it wasn't just clean air, Ben. He's got a pretty strong car there. And even though they're fixed setups in the series, it still takes a damn good driver to find just that little bit extra to make that car just that much better than everybody else in the field.
Absolutely. We need to remind you that Falkingham passed 5 cars in 7 laps to take the
Yes, he
lead
did.
early in this race. So passing not a big deal for the driver of the 39 as they race side by side for second. Tonight's race broadcast is part of our Triple Threat streaming here on the Sim Racing Network, streaming live to our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We encourage you and would much appreciate it if you would follow and give us a like on every single one of those platforms or whichever platform you're tuning in from here tonight. Give the video a like as well and let your friends know that it is shaping up to be a barn burner in the final 33 laps of this one here at Texas Motor Speedway. Had to do some quick math there, John, and you know as well as I do, Alabama education isn't the best when it comes to quick and math in the same sentence.
I was not going to say a thing about your location other than you did it better than I did.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It is. Trust me, Padawan. It's a compliment. Well, we started this race, Ben, with 41 cars. Right now we've got 4 cars out of the race. But, you know, it's better than a lot more than that. That was the stupidest thing I've ever said, I think.
37 still on the lead lap.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Only a couple, multiple laps down, that being Cody Welch, who got a good piece of the wall, and Brian Chambliss, who was involved in the most recent incident. Up front, though, Daniel Falkingham on the bumper of Josh Parker. This could be the battle for the win. So how hard of a fight does the driver of that number 23 put up to try and hold on to this lead? It's New England versus New England up at the front of the field as they race to 3.
Is there a lobster on the line here? A nice big fat juicy lobster?
Lobster, maybe a boat.
Oh!
Close call there, and wow, did Parker slam the door in his face? My goodness. That would have been enough to get the law called on you, and slams the door on him again in 1 and 2.
Oh.
Maybe a bumper applied there. Some great racing up front for the win, but they got to be careful not to take themselves out of contention.
I'm really impressed with the patience of that 39 right there. I'm that driver, and you know this, Ben. You've raced me before. You can slam that door on me one time. You do it a second time, I'm going to apply a chrome horn to you.
Absolutely, and Parker, he's swinging out wide through the tri-oval there and really cutting across the nose of Falkingham, and that's allowed Chad Coleman to close back into the mix. And don't give Coleman a spot or an open spot on the track, as he will certainly stick his nose in there and not back out of it. He is hungry for a win as well here in the Sunday series. Look at this, 3 all tail to nose, and Parker gets a little sideways off turn 4. Falkingham chases it up the racetrack as well. A great duke it out battle up front.
Wow, I would tell you what, Coleman's just sitting back there watching these two. I don't think he wants to get involved just yet, because he sees the action these two are giving each other, and he's thinking they might just take each other out, and he wants to be close enough to take advantage of that. And they have definitely pulled away from 4th place car there. And here we go, Falkingham down the inside. But look, that line that the 23 of Parker is running, like you said, he arcs it way out high and then cuts down low, and it just does not give Falkingham enough time to get up in there and take advantage of that opening.
Protecting that inside on exit. Very smart but sneaky move by the 23 of Parker. And I say that because I've had to do the very same thing in a magnitude of races. You know, you have to play defense in order to be good on offense as well. So, I mean, that's exactly what Parker is doing right now. You see that wide entrance, low exit. That sort of stalls the 39 right there. Falkingham can't put the power down like he wants, but he may put the bumper that he needs on the front straightaway and down into 1. They almost come together again.
Parker is doing everything. He's mirror driving right now, Ben. He's doing everything he can to take the line that Falkingham looks like he's going to choose going down the turn. Oh, Parker brushed the wall just a hair right there.
Didn't really affect his exit speed. Thankfully for him, for his sake. Off turn 4, though. Man, these guys still going at it. Don't look now, John, because here comes that 99, and here comes the 4th caution of the night. And, man, that was getting good up front, and this one's going to involve Jimmy North and Randy Yoakum in the 8 machine. And it started with Yoakum in the 88, and, well, it didn't start with him. It was a little bit of help from Gaboo there in the number 1 machine.
Oops.
Turning him sideways, and ultimately ending up in the wall was Yoakum after some contact there. Big hit into the wall. Wow.
Yeah, Jimmy North didn't really have anywhere to go there, and that's probably going to end the night for both those guys. I don't even think that Yoakum's under power right there after that accident, or maybe he is. Yeah, he's pulling away, but I think he's been done tonight. Well, Ben, cautions breed cautions, my friend. How much you want to bet we see some more here?
You know, it's up in the air. We had a good couple long green flag runs to open this deal up, and now we get a couple cautions back to back. Although we did get quite a few green flag laps in on that most previous run there. I'm just interested to see and anticipating these pit stops here. What's going to happen? It's not about who's going to be the cleanest. It's almost about who's going to not make a mistake, or who is going to make a mistake. And, boy, Parker playing some games on the entrance there, and Falkingham taking none of it.
I would love to be a fly on the wall hearing the conversation with Falkingham right now. He can't be real happy with Lily.
Oh, and Parker goes through his pit box.
They
Falkingham through his pit box. So maybe the mind game's going to cost both of them.
That's
a shot at the lead here.
Wow.
Everybody sliding through, and it does. It loses them the lead, and Chad Coleman is going to gain the lead as Tommy Rye almost crashes.
Wow. I mean, we're having excitement on pit road. That's just, I mean, it's like a whole different race now down here on pit road.
Wow.
And Joey is still in the top 10.
My, how this race has changed. Chad Coleman going to lead us back to the green flag, and, well, we're in Texas, so buckle up, cowboy. That green flag coming up right after this. We'll take a quick commercial break.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, the Great American Speedway, as we're set for a restart here with Just over 20 laps to go, 21 to be exact, and boy, has this restart been shaken up, John, as we're set to pick pretty much right back where we left off, as Chad Coleman, though, now going to have control of this restart. Falkingham will restart to the outside of him, and it's Josh Parker, Tommy Ryan, and Dwayne Vincent. That's the top 5. Pace car safely to pit road, on board with Chad Coleman, and a great restart for everybody behind him. This is really going to shake things up going into 1.
Wow, that was insane right there, that restart. And look it down on the inside there. The 13 car Vincent squirts ahead just a little bit of the 99 of Tommy Ryan. Don't know if he's going to pull it off right there. He's going to be able to come up there and slam the door on Ryan or not. But look up in front for the lead. Parker down to the inside of Coleman.
Parker to the inside, wasting no time trying to get back up front where he was prior to the caution. Off of turn 4, side by side they go at the line. Chad Coleman going to lead that lap. Will it be his final one of the race? 20 to go at Texas, and they're crashing into turn 1.
Crashing, but it's still green. Oh, there's the caution.
And a caution waves, and a big one down in turn number 1. It was involving DeMarco Starks in the 21. Was one of those drivers that went for a wild ride upside down at one point, putting us under caution for the 5th time. It all started with the 76
Macklin.
and Macklin, yep.
Yeah, it looks like the 76 got touched by Macklin there and started to save it, but came back up in the traffic. And you're right, man. That one car flew right upside down. Who was that again?
It was DeMarco Starks.
Starks,
going
yeah.
for a wild ride.
Wow, that's unfortunate. But then landed on all 4. That's convenient.
So, the big story, though, there was the leader at the time of caution was Josh Parker in the 23, and don't think we'll see anybody come to pit road. Only 2 laps on the tires that time by. That leaves Parker out in front of this field, and he'll lead us back to the green flag once we get the restart, and that'll happen probably around 15 laps to go now.
It's getting gritty now, Ben. I mean, it's down to a point where nobody's going to be giving any slack at all on track, giving any quarter at all. It's going to be gloves off and bare knuckle fighting from here on out.
Absolutely. So here we go. This is setting us up for a one of those signature Sim500 race to the finishes, and don't count out a photo finish. In the end of this thing, these guys always seem to know how to shake up the field and always provide us with one of the most exciting races as we think we've seen in our lifetime, and it happens week in, week out here in Sim500 competition.
Well, I've got a fully recharged oxygen bottle. I've just finished taking my blood pressure meds, and the rum is kicking in, Ben, so I think I'll be fine.
So here we go. We'll wait and see how this restart is going to shape up. And if I'm Josh Parker, John, I'm wondering if I may choose the outside on this restart.
Ben, I was just thinking the exact same thing about a lap ago. We haven't seen anybody do that yet, but we're very late in the race, and we know that outside line is definitely developed into a good line to get through the turns, especially on restarts. So I would venture to guess he might just choose it this time by.
Well, my theory for the outside line, that puts Chad Coleman on the inside, puts Falkingham behind Chad Coleman since he'll restart on the inside. So that may stack. If Coleman misses the start here, that may stack up that inside line, giving me a little bit extra breathing room between me and probably my biggest competition on the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know Falkingham has had the strongest car on track thus far in this race. I wouldn't say by a long shot, but definitely had the strongest car. I mean, we've seen it. He's been leading the most laps so far. It's just through bad luck on pit road that he found himself kind of back a little bit there. But Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I think if I'm Parker, I'm taking that outside line and sticking Coleman and Falkingham down the inside to duke it out with each other.
You know, we'll find out which line he
But who
chooses.
are we? We're just announcers, right?
we're just announcers. Although you can catch me in action tomorrow night in the itgetsbetter.com.
You gonna run it?
.org 00 Ford Fusion in the Trans-Service Cup Series live right here on the Sim Racing Network. Lights go off atop DIRacing.com. Ford Mustang pace car, and look at that. Mind games again with Parker. He rides in the middle of the racetrack and switches to the top at the last moment, and I think that's going to be the best shot if he wants to pick up a victory here for the driver out of New England. So now we've got New England versus Georgia on the front row, and, well, I don't want to say North versus South because that takes us back to a bad moment in history, but you know, at this moment we can have a friendly North versus South battle here at Texas, and what a better place, or couldn't have picked a better place rather to do it at. Man, this racetrack, John, I'm not gonna lie, I was coming into tonight thinking we may have one of those signature snooze fest cookie cutter races.
Yeah,
but boy,
okay.
not near what I was expecting from tonight. These guys have put on a heck of a show, and we're not done yet. 15 laps to go, separating one of these drivers from the trophy and the checkered flag at the Great American Speedway. Pace car to pit road. Parker back in the gas. Good restart. Traps Falkingham down on the inside, and he's going to try and run away into the sunset.
Absolutely. In the meantime, it looked like Falkingham was going to try and go 3 wide with Vincent and Coleman there on the outside, but he chose not to. So he's going to pull in the third there. Vincent down the fourth. Coleman still in second place, and Parker has gapped these guys already. There have been not even a whole lap through this, and he's got a good 5-6 car length ahead of him.
That he does. Closing in 14 laps to go this time by for Parker, and Falkingham trying to make his move on Coleman was almost in the grass on the front straightaway to get around that 20 machine. He's got to get around him. He's got to get around him quick if he wants to catch back up to the 23 of Parker. Time running out. It'll be 13 to go this time at the flag.
Absolutely. Well, exactly what I was going to say there, Ben. He can't waste any time on the 20 car. He's got to hurry up and get by him as quick as he can because laps are running down, and they're running down in a hurry. In the meantime, the gap between third and fourth is shrunken. Here we go. Falkingham ducks down and gets the door slammed on him by Coleman there, Ben.
That he does, and we've seen some contact already in the tri-oval. I don't think we're done from seeing contact tonight, especially with the way these top 3-4 are racing. Coleman actually gaining a little bit back on the 23 of Parker as they race to turn number 3. He closes back up to the rear bumper, down to 3 car lengths versus 5 or 6, just a handful of laps to go, and he's got Falkingham on his bumper. Falkingham has Vincent on his rear bumper, and Vincent's bringing the 99 of Tommy Ryan. So we may have a 5-car battle for the lead here with 11 laps to go this time by.
20 got down the apron going into 1 and 2 right there, just a little bit, had to drift up to catch the car, which is going to let the 23 plot just a little bit further there, and it's going to kind of stack everybody up behind it. Well, everybody, I should say just a 39 really. But, man, I tell you what, I'm just really impressed with the fact that Parker is not really pulling away from these guys. As a matter of fact, look at the grass cutting right there done by the 39 car.
Absolutely trying to get every position.
Little lawn care.
Every inch on the racetrack. They are racing for sure. Look at Falkingham, wide entry into 1, trying to get the run to the back straightaway to make the move on the 20 of Coleman. This time by 100 down, just 10 left at Texas Motor Speedway. Can Parker hang on for 15 more miles, 10 more laps?
Down to the inside one more time goes Falkingham. He's got the run this time. Can he keep that momentum going down into 1 and 2, or does the 20 have the high line, which is a preferred line now? Nope. Put the 39 up to second place there, Ben. He's got his eyes set now on that 23 car for Josh Parker.
Now we've seen these two duking out just a couple of runs ago, and Parker made that car as wide as the apron to the safer barrier. He was not going to let Falkingham get around him. I don't think that's going to change now that we're even closer to the finish. 9 to go, and Falkingham is closing in on Parker as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. He's not closing anymore. He's there to the back straightaway.
Inch by inch, step by step, he retrieves his distance to him. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
How about that narration?
It's like watching a horror show almost. He's creeping up on him. Look behind you, Parker. Look behind you.
And you know what always happens in those horror shows is the person running always trips.
Falls down.
So let's hope that doesn't happen to Parker here with 8 to go. Now 7.5 to the back straightaway. Parker doing everything he can to hold on to try and win here at Texas Motor Speedway. Falkingham all over the rear bumper. Chad Coleman back in the mix as the top 3 run tail to nose.
I wonder how many times Falkingham is going to let Parker take his line away from him before he finally just doesn't get on the brakes and doesn't woe his car down and just go ahead and taps him. How long do you think it's going to before that happens?
I'd say give it one more lap. When we get to 5 to go, I think everything's out the window, and if you cut me off, you're probably going to get the bumper in the next turn. He may not have to use the bumper because he's got a bumper on the 23 as they race down into turn number 3. Parker slams the door on him.
No contact.
Wow, how about that? And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I thought they both were going to crash there, and they might just do it here on the front straightaway. 6 to go.
It's not over yet, Ben. It's not over by a long shot. Falkingham is probably pissed off to high heaven right now, and I guarantee you he's driving angry right now. Look at that. He pulls right up on that bumper again of Parker. He's going to try that same move coming off of 2 right here. We'll see how it works out for him this time.
Parker runs the defensive line down the back straightaway, cuts back up, and Falkingham really sent it down into 3 there. What a show these guys are putting on for us. Here comes Falkingham. Good run off turn 4. Parker not going to be able to fend him off this time, or does he? Cuts right back in front of him again. 5 to go at Texas.
The blocking is real. Oh, here we go into 1.
And there it goes.
Look at this. Is he going to save it? He's going to save it.
Saves it.
Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. Did he save it? He did. Holy smokes. Wow.
Parker.
Unbelievable move.
And Falkingham come together. We'll call that the Kickass moment of the race. Don't know if they'll make it through turn 4, 3 wide behind them, but Falkingham says toodaloo, 4 to go. He's going to run to victory here at Texas Motor Speedway, barring any kind of catastrophe. Parker is sideways again in 1 and 2. Can he save it this time? Not going to be as lucky, and into the wall he goes. Caution out, final time, race over. Daniel Falkingham is going to win this one. What a race here at Texas Motor Speedway. Unbelievable.
That was one of the craziest, wildest finishes, Ben, I think we've seen in a long time. And across all the series of Sim500. Has to be.
Certainly was. Man, what a run to the finish. It was Glenn Campbell and Parker making contact there to put us under caution for the final time here at Texas Motor Speedway. Parker running through the field, and it looks like he may be on a mission here, but could just be getting caught back up to the tail end of the pack. Nonetheless, though, he was leading just 5 laps ago. He's got to be disgusted. He's going to finish just inside the top 30, maybe 29th, 28th if he gets lucky.
However, I would like to point out, you and I both know, and we've said it numerous times, you can only slam a door in a guy's face so many times before he's going to open that door with force.
Absolutely. So, nonetheless, though, Parker falls all the way back to the tail end of the field. Daniel Falkingham going to take 2 to go there at the flag stand under caution. And he's going to say, boy, that one wasn't easy, but I done it here at Texas. And he'll pick up his 2nd win of the season in race number 6. What a show. We're going to be talking about this one for a long, long time to come.
Not to put any pressure on you there, Kilcrease, but y'all got to step it up tomorrow night. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there, buddy. Don't let these Xfinity guys show y'all up tomorrow night.
We're dealt a different kind of car than these cars are, so that's all I'm going to say about that.
Have you done any practice this week?
Haven't. So I'm going in with 0 laps, so that ought to be fun. I did the same at
Oh, dear.
Martinsville and had a top 10 car, but I stepped on
I'm sorry.
the gas pedal too hard and did a little 360. Just wanted to get some
Parker
TV
has
time.
pulled his car behind the wall there.
Yeah, he's I've been in that situation before. You're just you think you have the car to beat, and you do everything to protect the win, and then you end up, I hate to say it, but you end up wrecking yourself. And
I'm not trying
you're
to
mad.
make any crap here or start any fights, but did he really have the car to beat though? I mean, come on, let's be honest here.
In his mind, he did.
Oh, maybe in his mind, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was
reality,
speaking from the driver's point of view there.
And I'm not knocking Josh by any means, but I mean, the
Did what he had
39
to
was
do.
just beast mode tonight, man. And I don't think anybody had anything for him. And give Parker what his due is. He was trying his best to win this race, doing everything he can, but like we said time and again, and even our producer Aaron down there in the van, he's like, it was going to happen eventually. You keep slamming the door like that, But I mean, I feel bad for Parker. Don't get me wrong, but man, wow, what a race! What some excitement, exciting.
That it was.
I'm all tingly inside, man.
And if tonight wasn't enough for you, we head to Bristol next week.
Roll, Raggy.
Yeah, so if you thought the bump and run was and the door shutting in the face was a lot tonight, well, just wait till next week. So here we go. Final lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. Our producer giving us laps here on the final circuit. Nonetheless, though, Daniel Falkingham gets a little congratulatory bump from Chad Coleman, and Falkingham wins at Texas. A very exciting race. We'll talk to him and the rest of the podium finishers here in the Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series right after this commercial break. You'll catch his victory celebrations on the corner to corner as he gets a little contact there after the checkered flag. We'll be back from Texas.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway after, one of the finishes of the season so far. Although it finished under caution, we were not let down for any lack of excitement through the whole 110 laps. Daniel Falkingham ends up in victory lane, but now we'll send it down to John Muschin, who's caught up with fellow Louisianier, I think that's what they call him, Dwayne Vincent.
Oh my God. That's right. Found my way down here to that victory lane there. Dwayne, my man. How you doing, buddy?
Good and you, man.
I am so happy to see a Cajun up in there kicking that ass tonight like you were, bud. You started third. You ran up in the top 4 or 5 all night long. You avoided the, we'll just say the incidents, for lack of a better term. and you made yourself look fantastic out there tonight, bud. Talk to me about your run.
Yeah, we got lucky and missed that one. That late, whatever it was, like you said, incident. Yeah, just had a good starting spot for a change and got to miss all the mess back there. But had a really good run. I just had nothing for those guys on a long run. After about 10, 15 laps, they would just start pulling away. If it had stayed green, I think guys like Tommy Ryan, Ryan Howard, a few others would have probably taken me. But feels good running a top 3 for a change.
Well, it was good to see you up there for a change and not getting involved in somebody else's mess, which is what we've seen out of you a couple of weeks, man. But so we're heading to Bristol next week, Dwayne. What you got for him up there?
I hate that place. That's all I'm gonna say.
I completely understand, my friend. I really do. Well, look, from one Cajun to another, man, congratulations on that third place run. And do me a favor and check your iRacing private messages when you get a chance, pretty please.
All right, will do. And I want to say thank you to I think it's Kickass Beef Jerky. All you guys at Sim Racing Network, you do a good job. And all the guys at Sim500 for doing everything behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see. They do a lot to make all this happen. So thank you, guys.
Thank you for your time, Dwayne. And again, congratulations on that third place run, buddy. We look forward to seeing you do it again next week.
Thank you, man.
And that's our third place runner there, Dwayne Vincent, the Raging Cajun.
So great interview there. Started third, finished third. Pretty simple for Vincent. Now we'll talk to the biggest mover of the race. 25 spots. John Chad Coleman going to finish runner-up, and he had a front row ticket. I mean, $1,200 price range ticket for that Duke Fest in front of him.
That's right. I'm down here with Bad Chad Coleman. A lot of spots you gained there, my friend. Fantastic runner-up spot tonight. And like my friend Ben said, you had a front row view to that melee on that last lap. Well, not last lap pass, but the last green lap pass, should we say. Talk to me about your race there, Chad.
Yeah, to start off with, I messed up twice in qualifying, so we didn't get a lap in. Had to start fairly deep in the field. And I just kind of tied a rope to David, and he pulled us both on up through the field. I had hated to see what happened to him with him getting wrecked, but then right there at the end, yeah, I was in position right there. I knew it was going to be close because I knew Josh wasn't going to give up anything. You know, he was going to make Daniel earn it to get by him right there, and he did. Daniel was in there. Josh come down on him a little bit, and he got moved out of the way for it. Just, it's hard racing the way I look at that deal, and it was fun. I definitely wouldn't want to start in the back every week, but that was kind of fun.
What does it matter, man? Where are you out working all the spots back up?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's like racing in 3 different divisions. Like you got the back half of the top 20, and then you got 12 to 18, and then once you get in the top 10, it's like, oh, okay, I recognize who most of these people are, and then we just start racing. That was
well, man.
Respect to anybody. It's just the way it happens.
I'm glad you said it, and it wasn't me this time. Well, Chad, you got anybody you want to thank for your runner-up run, bud?
Yeah, just got to thank JD Laird, JDR Graphics. He does the car. He painted it and everything. Got to thank Joey and all the guys with the league, and with the new sponsor coming on, with a new old sponsor with Kickass Beef Jerky coming back, and you guys for the broadcast. We'll go back and give this a look and listen to Ben scream at the top of his lungs. As,
you won't be disappointed.
As Josh was probably sideways as they made tail-to-nose contact.
Yeah, yes. We called them tail-to-nose high fives tonight. There were many of them. Well, congratulations again on that runner-up there, run there, Chad, and we look forward to see what you got for me at Bristol, buddy.
Yeah, that should be entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. Have a good night, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That was our second place finisher, Chad Coleman there, Ben. He's going to go back there and watch that video of us screaming at each other over that bump and run, or bump and wreck, I should say.
I don't think you'll be let down. That was one of the more fun calls of my career. Now let's catch up with the driver who was in victory lane here at Texas Motor Speedway. Started 5th tonight and was quickly up to the lead in 7 laps and dominated to second or the middle part of this race and dropped back on a mistake there on pit road and kind of clawed your way back up and into the lead. Nose is a little sore from getting the door slammed on your face or in your face a lot tonight, Daniel. But man, walk us through that race and walk us through that exciting last 10 or so laps there.
Yeah, it was a fun race and really hard race too, especially when I got screwed myself on pit road and got in traffic a little bit. But yeah, those last few laps or so, when on that last restart when I was stuck behind Chad, I knew I could get around him. It's just I had to time my runs off the corner because Chad and I were getting off the corner almost the exact same time towards the end of that race. So I just had to try to work different lines, try to time my run off the corner. So I tried to get my nose in there, and luckily I got underneath him and got around him, and then I could get to Josh, which I knew I felt like I was faster than him. And once I got to him a few times, especially beforehand too. I mean, I know I get it. It's the end of the race, and it's hard racing, but yeah, when it gets down to it, I'm not going to let up. I mean, I gave him a few breaks when we were going into a few of those corners. And but 5 to go because when we got to 5 to go, the next flag ends it. So that's when it was go time. And put my nose in there, and he came down on me, and we got together. Luckily, he saved it, but I guess he got caught up in another incident. But I know he'll be disgusted. He'll be mad, but I know he'll probably be returning the favor. But it's all in all, it's just hard racing in the end. I really wish we could have raced it out, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Certainly, and no wrongdoing on your part there. Just a victim of circumstance almost. Nonetheless, so you guys put on a great show for us up here in the booth, and we really enjoyed it. We congratulate you on your victory tonight. You'll be I don't know if you'll be happy to know, but may feel good knowing that all 4 drivers behind you in the points had some problems as well tonight. So you'll be leaving Texas with a pretty substantial championship lead. So that's good to hear, especially heading into Bristol Motor Speedway next week. How you feel about that one?
I'm looking forward to Bristol. I love short track racing, and feel like I picked up a lot more speed at Bristol than I did last year. I definitely felt like I've gotten more speed over the course of last year and into this year too. So feel good about Bristol. Xfinity cars I've kind of struggled with a lot in the past, but we'll see what we can do. I think I got the Xfinity car dialed in a little bit better from last year. So we'll see what happens. And right now we're going to move on to tomorrow night, which is going to be completely different from what we saw tonight. So we're going to go get after it.
Looking forward to it. Congrats on your second win of the season. Anybody you want to thank?
Yep, got to thank First Rate Bait, Lobster 207 for their support. Also got to thank Cameron Colby for painting up the car. Old School Graphics and Designs for actually putting it on the Camaro for me. Also got to thank Joey and the guys, everyone at Sim500 for all they do for this series. Also got to thank everyone who comes out and races each and every week. Got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, SRN, everybody, and thanks to everyone who watched the race.
Well, there you have it. Winner Daniel Falkingham, second win of the season. This one coming at Texas. We'll see you in Bristol next week.
Thank you, Ben.
There you have it, John. Winner tonight, and boy, it was not an easy win by no means. The race started out looking like it was going to be an easy one, but then we had those cautions come in the final, half of this race. Really shaped things up and really provided a lot of drama for what I call the soap opera we've got going on here in the Sunday series.
Absolutely, and I'm still kind of catching my breath from that whole thing with Parker and Falkingham there. That was just, but we saw it coming, Ben. And we've been saying it a lot, for the last 20 laps. You can only slam that door so many times, and that's what happened. But no disappointment at all on my side.
Absolutely. Remember, you can watch this replay on demand on our YouTube, and when you're there, be sure to subscribe to us. Let us know that you appreciate all we do here at the Sim Racing Network. And when you subscribe, you can also turn on notifications so you can be notified whenever we go live. Be sure to get social with us. You can like us on Facebook by searching the Sim Racing Network and following us on Twitter at the SRN_. For John Mushton and Aaron Grosskopf, I am Ben Kilcrease. We'll see you tomorrow night in the Trans-Service Cup Series live right here on the Sim Racing Network. Same time, same place, the Great American Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see you next Sunday at Bristol for the Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series. Remember, when you're out there on the roads, to put that phone down. Good night.